Good day, everyone. I hope you are doing well out there in this time. Looks like this is the only time I have to really record this, so I'm going to try to record it. I hope you are doing good. So let's just look at the chart. So, we got the Mercury day and hour, the Aries rising with Mars in the 11th house on a day chart here. But it looks, it's the better one that we have, so we'll just make use of it before Mercury goes into Pisces, and the whole chart, the charting sort of disposition kind of goes out the window. So we'll just go through it. So I thank God that He gives me wisdom to understand wisdom and understanding, and that we can look into these mysteries to the glory of His name. And I pray that that will be done in Jesus' name. So thank God. This next week, let's just look at it. So the main thing is that there's the full moon in Virgo, and just glancing at it, I don't really see any other big aspects except for the stuff with the moon, which we already knew was going to be pretty tough. So we're going to have to just kind of grin and bear it a little bit on that front. So we'll just we'll just look at the chart starting on Sunday. So let me just take some of the stuff off. I've been using the lot of fortune more. I've been using the lots, especially that one, because someone posted Manilius's lots, places from the lots, and that really is really cool, because there's certain things in my chart that I couldn't explain that really makes a lot of sense for me, especially I don't know, just like the places of things related to other factors really cleared stuff up for me. But thank you for posting that. Let's see, let's take off a lot of fortune there. Okay, so the moon is in Cancer on Sunday. At the end of Cancer, it's opposing Pluto. So even though Pluto's not really activated anymore, it's still pretty heavy. Probably some people feeling a little drained out in the morning on Sunday after Saturday night. But as the moon goes into Leo, it immediately opposes Mars. So I think that's it must be the first aspect of the moon. So we have moon opposed Mars on Monday. So on Sunday, it's kind of drained, it's kind of heavy, it's not very fun, nothing really going on to support the moon, nothing really to encourage any kind of situation to go on, just kind of like being in our feelings, and that's kind of it on Sunday morning. But as the moon goes into Leo, it immediately starts opposing Mars, so it immediately takes on this uncomfortable feeling. And the Mars stuff in Aquarius, Mars is very keen to be antisocial, in the social context, to point the finger, or you're antisocial, right? Something like that, or you're wrong, or you can't be like that. It's the moon Leo thing, and I was already experiencing that on as soon as the moon went into Taurus. It was quite interesting to see the people that thought they were on the inside are now on the outside with the freaks. So it's it's the way it goes with that. But it's a fire in the field for sure. So very divisive time in society about everything. So definitely feeling that pretty bodily there with the moon in Leo. But we have a sense that we want to shine our own light, to be seen as ourselves, perhaps, or to have something about us that's very distinct and prominent, and how do we say, maybe I don't know, something like that. But the moon's in Leo, and it's opposing Mars, and it's kind of edgy the rest of the day on Sunday. But I mean, for the night chart people, I mean, this will be a good time to like do your thing. One sec, let me get some coffee here. As soon as Mars went into my 6th house, I started getting injured. I kind of figured that would happen. And my job was so car dependent that I've just had to stop working, really. So my whole work flow, my every day is like on fire, and it's I don't know. I just kind of, I guess it's like, oh, there's that one. That figures. But so all that stuff in the Aquarius sector of the chart is really messed up for everyone. That's kind of like, it's something that's like definitely not working, because, you know, with both malefic planets in the sign, everybody is having a problem with this Aquarius part of their chart. So it makes sense that on every level you see this difficulty in one way or another. But as we go through Monday, the moon is just in Leo. At least like in America, like throughout the day, the moon is like moving away from Mars. It's moving to a square with Uranus, so there's a sense where we are trying to do something different, trying to do something else. Like these moon in Leo has always, for a while, has been, looking at this sense of doing something different. I don't know, something like that. It just could be kind of erratic, I think, is the other thing. Maybe you don't like to be contextualized in the way the society looks at you, and you have to do something different about all of that. It's kind of how I think it'll go. So that's Monday, but as we go into Tuesday, the moon is opposing Saturn, so there's a lot of there's this hot and cold on either side of Venus here, and so the moon is like getting the rays from all of them, but it's not good. It's mostly bad. It's more bad than good. 2/3 bad. So, but the thing is with Mars and Saturn both being there and the moon opposing, you know, there is a sense where like you are using your constructive malefic planet bisect, and it's definitely somewhat helpful. Monday or Tuesday, you can kind of get a little bit of traction maybe with all of that fixed difficulty. So the moon is void on Tuesday, so Tuesday is not it just doesn't look fun. It doesn't look like the sense of wanting to express yourself and be yourself is really supported at all. People are so like keen to be the one to survive in society, and it's just like but and it makes sense, you know, you gotta survive, I guess. But the moon goes into Virgo late at night, so pretty much going into Wednesday, the moon is opposing Mercury. And let's just look at the chart, the animate chart feature here. So the moon is, you know, this looks pretty not fun, especially for the night chart people. You know, we had this full moon in Leo that was like right on this part of the chart, and now it has all this Saturn light on it, and the sun is kind of in this kind of more obscure part of the chart, with Neptune. So the moon's in conjunct to the sun, so it's not really great. I mean, it's bad for sure on that one. So as we get into Wednesday, so yeah, all day on Tuesday with the moon void, of course, opposing Saturn, squared the nodes. Very definitely like feeling the weight of like everything, like with the nodes and with Saturn and the structures and so on. Pretty bad. But the moon goes into Virgo, and the Mercury is in Pisces. So all this week, like we've been dealing with the Mercury and Pisces thing, nothing really is clear. Communication becomes kind of whatever, just kind of like saying stuff, and people aren't understanding what you're saying, and it's all weird like that. So the moon goes into Virgo, and Mercury is ruling the moon. And so Mercury ruling the moon here, Jupiter ruling the moon. There's a sense where we have to like integrate everything anyway. We have to understand what we can understand, like kind of mentally process. Maybe like journaling or creative writing could be good. I mean, it could be. I mean, especially with the moon applying to Mercury all day and the sun on the node, probably pretty stimulating some kind of mercurial creative activity, even if it's not detail oriented, I guess. So the moon and Virgo, though, wants things to be detail oriented. They want the clarity to be there around like plans and activities and stuff, and cleanliness and so on, or organization. Not really cleanliness, but like a sense of like things being orderly, but it's like it's not there. It's like obscured. So yeah, I mean, definitely don't expect things to be like orderly. I think I don't know when I'm gonna release this video, but it probably would be good to like get anything that you want to be in order done before Mercury goes into Pisces. But I think we already discussed that last week, and by the time anybody sees this, it'll be too late. So moon opposing Mercury, we want there to be order, but it's all like wishy-washy, washed out kind of deal. The moon trines Uranus too. So the Mercury is moving into this sextile with Uranus, so there's a sense where we're really doing something differently. And so probably with the moon moving through Leo and into Virgo, we want to take something else that's like different than the Saturnian structure of things. But I want you to consider with me that this Uranus transit stuff, and the Saturn-Uranus square stuff, and now the Mars square Uranus stuff, it really was not good for the Saturn stuff. Like if you just like popped off and like did something totally out of key, even like that didn't accord with the structure, right? And so there's a lot of things with technology and the way things are set up that do not work with the structures, and we have to kind of like instead of at this time here with the Virgo moon, we really have to lean into that doing something different, I think. Seeing that there's not a lot of Saturn in this chart, but with the moon. But Mars and Venus are applying that square to Uranus too. So maybe not too noticeable on this day how the Mars stuff is like really afflicting that Uranus sense of liberating, doing something different, seeking freedom. The Mars, Venus, Saturn stuff in Aquarius, it's very, very much trying to accord with the structure, even if it's like very divisive in its very kind of contradictory and maybe hypocritical in the way it's going about what it wants to do. But Moon and Virgo, not really dealing with that. Moon Mercury, Pisces times. So as we get into Thursday, Mercury completes that sextile to Uranus, and the moon opposes Jupiter and Neptune. So I don't think the moon is the moon is very much not on board with all this Pisces stuff. It's Or in a way it is, because it's being dominated by it, but it's like on the other side of it. It's not on its own side. So I mean, it's kind of like working with someone or with a situation. It's like not really in your hands. But I'm sure this will make no sense this week. So don't really expect it to make sense. It's just kind of, the sense is not there, and we kind of have to lean into the total picture of things. So, Thursday, not really, I don't know. It's not really much of a day. It's just the moon opposing Jupiter and Neptune. Is probably kind of confusing, kind of weird. But the moon goes through the trine to the north node, and then there's the full moon in Virgo. So there's the moon's been very full in Virgo this whole time. So it is a big deal. I think with the big moon opposing all the stuff in Pisces, and I think we've reiterated it 3 times, but I mean, there's a sense of wanting it to be orderly, understandable, but it's not there. It's looking more at the whole scheme of things. So I think the more you can lean into that, probably the better. It's interesting. I mean, with the moon always being, with the sun being in Pisces, right? With the moon in Virgo, every full moon, you probably expected that Mercury would be in Pisces most of those times, right? If it's not in Aries. It's interesting. I think Virgo full moon probably, is accustomed in a way to this sense of unknowing that comes with the Mercury Pisces thing. But it's very big. It's very, very, very weird and overly stimulating with the North Node stuff, and the Neptune stuff. So Neptune, North Node, full moon, with Mercury and Pisces. I think if we have to say anything to reiterate the 9th time, it's leaning into that unknown factor. But the moon is full in Virgo, lighting up that part of the chart. And on Friday, the moon goes into Libra, so there's a full moon in Libra, really. And the moon is applying the trine to Mars, so there's a easy outlet for the Mars energy. And I don't think it's as difficult as maybe the Gemini moon is right now that I'm recording this, because, the Mars energy is overcoming the moon. So in a sense, with the moon's ruler being in Aquarius, being enclosed by the malefic planets, it's a difficult moment. And now we're kind of approaching the Aries ingress chart, which will be the moon at 29 degrees of Libra. So we're not going to deal with that here. I dealt with that last year in my 2022 America Mundane Astrology video, which is on my website. So you can watch that if you haven't already. I don't really have anything to change about that. I think I got some better understanding throughout the year. I got some more technical understanding. I understand sect now, which is something I didn't understand when I recorded that. But we were mostly going through the rules on Ramsey's book there, and just kind of taking it apart. But Moon in Libra, probably not very good, probably not very fun time, because the moon is just applying the trine to Mars all day, and with the sun sextiling Pluto, that tells me that there's something shady going on with the government here. As the plainest reading, the powers that be are established by God, for one thing. But they're doing something that's not entirely visible, working with the wealthy in a way that's the powers and the wealthy people are in alignment in this chart, so to speak. So the moon is applying to Mars, pretty hot, pretty unfun, Saturday, though, the moon trines Venus, but then Venus squares Uranus, and then the moon trines Saturn, so cold times all day on Saturday. Trying to enjoy. I think there's a sense of like Venus is like trying to break out of the situation. There's a way that we can kind of break through it to perhaps make do with what like the constrained situation of Venus here. But there's a sense that we are breaking through or breaking out. But at the same time, there's a tempering that happens with the situation with Venus trining Saturn. All right, and that's the week of astrology. I think. I hope I was able to say something towards understanding this week. I mean, if it seems like it's not easy to understand, well, it probably won't be. With Mercury in Pisces all week, what we had to say here will probably kind of like evaporate. I think I'll release this video when Mercury is in Pisces and the moon's in Cancer. I think that's probably what the chart I'll choose, but let's look at next week. So the sun goes into Aries on Sunday, so we'll start that that time, new times, and the moon will be going through Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. So we have the Saturn ruled moon next week, so pretty much Saturn moon next week, with the Mercury Neptune stuff too, and the Mercury Jupiter stuff. I don't know if it'll be possible to think about it next week. Maybe we can dream about it. I don't know. Well, thanks for watching my video. I love you. I appreciate you watching my video. Thanks for liking my video. And enjoy all the other stuff I'm putting out. I hope you like it, and I'll see you later. Peace.